Hi, and welcome back. This is Rob Thomas, your Everything Microsoft Enterprise Cloud Chief Architect. And today I'm going to jump into a very highly demanded topic. Hey, Rob, what's the difference between Power Automate and n8n? It feels like these two are almost exactly the same, but I just don't really understand the difference. And I want to dig into that question, right? But before we do that, let's go ahead and give a shout out to our sponsor. And that is going to be our enterprise software solution, the Software Dudes. For any of your Microsoft SQL Server, Windows Server, SharePoint, Office, Copilot, Azure, AI, Power BI, Microsoft Dynamics, Sales, CRM, Marketing, any of those needs, highly recommend you reach out to these guys. They're great. You can see all their existing customers that they work with. I use them. These guys are great. Really like all the hard work that they do. Highly recommend them. So let's jump in without any further ado. All right. So this is a highly discussed talk about topic. And it could be a little confusing. Like, what's the difference between Power Automate, you can see here, and n8n, you can see here, right? And this isn't the best visual. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to jump back over here. I'm going to show you, this is Power Automate, right? And then this is an actual self-hosted edition of n8n, right? So you can see. I'm going to show these two to you so you can get a good visual as I talk through this. All right. So, think about this. Like when you're ready to automate your business, you're thinking about using Microsoft Power Automate, right? Or you've heard of n8n, like this powerful open source tool that people are talking about MCPs, AI, and they're testing n8n, and you just hear a lot about this, right? So on the surface, they both promise to save you time and money based on the concept of automation, but they're built for completely different purposes. Like in this video, I'm breaking down the difference to help you understand what fits right for you and how these things actually truly differ, right? So let's dig into Microsoft Power Automate, right? And look at it as, I'd look at Power Automate as a swift army knife of automation for Microsoft's ecosystem. Emphasis on Microsoft ecosystem, right? It is a part of a huge family of tools. So I'm talking about tools like Outlook, Teams, SharePoint, Excel, right? In previous videos where I was talking about connectors and connections. So this huge families of tools that's in the Microsoft ecosystem is where Power Automate truly shines, right? So that is a great understanding of Power Automate. Now, if your business is already living and breathing in Microsoft 365, this tool is designed specifically for you. It's built on the concept of low code, no code, and it means you don't need a developer to make this work, right? Now, on the other hand, if I jump over to n8n, this is really cool, and I have this really cool automation showing you like using Telegraph, and it's pulling data in, and it's connecting to another automation, which is an email agent, calendar agent, right? And this test is actually on Google calendars and Google emails, right? So this is just a great full-on example. Like you're connecting between all these other different systems, and then you're connecting to another automation for automation workflows that roll up to this parent agent, which is super awesome, right? And this is the power of n8n. n8n is a powerful graded molecule toolbox. It's built on a different philosophy, open source. This means it's completely free to use if you have a self-hosted edition that, like I did, right? And you customize it. Customize it if you have the technical knowledge to spin this up on your server. While this tool also offers a paid version. So if you're not comfortable with spinning up your own server, spinning up a Ubuntu container, and then installing it and getting it up and running and managing it and doing all the updates, then you could just go to n8n's website and then just spin up n8n and pay for the service there. So it's the real power lies in its flexibility. It's designed to connect virtually to anything, not just Microsoft products. So I have an automation here. I don't want to show you, but I don't have time to show you, but I can go in here into personal and show you some Microsoft connections where I've created some connections. I'm able to do similar things that Power Automate actually does, right? So that just gives you an idea. So with those high-level philosophies in mind, let's talk about the three things that matter most to your business owner: ease of use, what can it connect to, and the cost. Now, first, ease of use. Power Automate is built for accessibility. It has thousands of pre-built templates, right? So you can see here all the templates, thousands of them, right? For the common tasks that you can use with just a few clicks. Now, its interface is very friendly, intuitive. You just drag, drop, and you're good to go. Now, n8n, you'll find, while it's also a very visual, node-based system, it can get a little bit more complex much faster, and it does give you more power, but there's a bit of a learning curve. So you can see here, like I'll click here, like getting comfortable, let me double click, with learning how to like create credentials, right? So yeah, getting API keys and getting that, there's a little bit of a learning curve versus if you're in here, I could just come in here and say, oh, I have a pre-built template. Oh, this is awesome. I can click on it. And then you can see, oh, wow, it automatically starts connecting. Now, this is a paid version. That's why it's not connected. I'm going to just kind of give you an idea. But you can see the other ones actually connected, right? So just giving you, and let's try this. Oh, this is a perfect example. Look at that. Already connected versus here, I have to go in here and just set this up. This could take a little bit of time, right? So that just gives you an idea of the difference between the tools, right? Now, connection and integrations. This is where the core difference really shows. Like Power Automate has over 1,000 connectors, and its biggest strength is the deep enterprise-grade integration with all of Microsoft's services. But, and this is a big but, you're largely limited to the Microsoft providers. In contrast, n8n boasts over 1,000 integrations. Based on its open source community, it's always building new connectors, and you can even build your own for a custom API. So if you're connecting to services outside of the Microsoft world, n8n has a big advantage. Now, finally, cost. Power Automate is a subscription-based service, but here's the best part. It's often included in many of your Microsoft 365 plans. So you're probably already paying for it. Like in my case, like when you buy the Office 365, simple, standard edition, you're going to get Power Automate included in that. So you might even be paying for it currently right now. Now for n8n, you have two options. I mentioned this. Like you can self-host it, where I self-host it. I put it on a Kadabo server. That super powerful server with a lot of resources, a lot of RAM, a lot of CPU, and it freaking cost me less than $10. Like ridiculously cheap and a lot of power where I can run unlimited workflows, right? And that's the other thing about self-hosting, you get unlimited workflows. Versus I can go to n8n's website and have them host it for me. Now I have to pay like $100, $200 a month based on how many workflows that I'm adding and how much resources I'm using within the server. So that just kind of gives you an idea of the cost. So with all of that information, how do you decide? Let me give you two real-world scenarios. Imagine you're a small business owner who uses Microsoft Teams for all your communication and SharePoint for your documentations. You need a simple approval workflow for expense reports. For you, Power Automate is a perfect fit. You already own it, the integration is flawless, and you could just set up the flows in about 5 minutes with a pre-built template. You don't need technical staff or extra cost. Now, on the other hand, imagine you're running a startup that uses a mix of services: HubSpot to track leads, Salesforce, Small Business Edition for your CRM, and Slack for your internal communication. You need to automatically move leads from the HubSpot to Salesforce and notify your sales team on Slack. In this case, n8n is a better choice. It was built for this kind of multi-platform automation, and it gives you the flexibility to connect all of your tools seamlessly. Now, I do have an actual sample. I didn't want to. We're out of time, but probably in a future video, I'll show you n8n, a sample workflow that actually demonstrates that, and then show you how you could do that with Microsoft Dynamics and marketing version and Microsoft Dynamics CRM version, right? You could do the same thing with Power Automate if you're using Microsoft products. Now, unfortunately, both Power Automate and n8n are incredible tools, but they serve different masters. Power Automate is the undisputed champion for any business that is heavily invested in Microsoft ecosystem and wants a user-friendly enterprise-grade solution. n8n is for those who need more control, more flexibility, and are willing to handle the technical side that connect to a wider variety of platforms. But here's the thing: the easiest and most immediate way for most of you to start automating is with the tools you likely already own. So I challenge you to go to make.powerautomate.com and start exploring. You'll be surprised at how much time you'll save. Now, if you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe in the channel for more tips using Microsoft tools to grow your business. And I'm curious, what tools are you using to connect? Let me know in the comments below. Thanks and have a great day. Bye.